Welcome to the Silvan Australia podcast, where we talk everything rural lifestyle. Okay, welcome to another episode of the Silvan Australia podcast. And on this episode, we have with us once again Michael Frost. Michael, thanks for joining us.
No worries, Nick.
Michael, this episode, just continuing on from our last episode, we're still continuing on in the 12-volt spraying vein, and we thought it was an opportune time to talk about our 300 and 400-litre Squatpak range. But tell us, you've been at Silvan for a considerable amount of time, and you were part of that process in developing that product. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the Squatpak tank?
Well, look, back in the mid-90s, the Squatpak tank was designed, and squat being the operative word, it's low profile, and pack being a complete unit. In those days, tanks were quite high on the back of a vehicle, so they would block out windows. So this tank was designed to either sit level with the window or slightly below the rear window on the utility. And they were very blocky. Some of them were round tanks, and they were strapped into things, and they were adapted from others. So we took the project brief was to design a low-profile tank that could be used for multiple applications. You could fit your own pump to it if you wanted, or you bought it complete with a pump. It could fit a hose reel onto it. You could fit two hose reels onto it. And the other key factor in it is it's a baffled tank. So it's one of the first square poly tanks to be baffled. And depending on which way you put the tank on, you can have it's got one baffle. You can have it across the tray, or if you turn the tank 90 degrees, you can have it down the line of the tray, so you can work out which way you want to avoid the chemical or the water washing forward.
Yeah, when you developed that back in 1998, 22 years ago, it really hit the mark, and we haven't had the need to evolve it a great deal over those years. But the shape of it really lends itself. It's almost a true square, so it really lends itself to that well-body ute type, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's correct, Nick. And look, the whole concept was also not that you wouldn't have a frame with it. So it's very strong, robust tank. So you saved on the cost of a frame. It's got recesses cut into the tank, so you can put straps over it and ratchet tie it down. And the beauty of it is once you let the ratchets go, two people could pick the tank up. And in some cases, if it's empty, one person could drag it off the back of the unit, could lift it off with a fork or something like that, and use the vehicle for something else. And it gave you plenty of room around the rest of the tray to put other things. And the beauty of it was when we started with it, it just had a small 12-volt pump and a hose and gun, and then we developed the tank, so now you can fit one or two hoses with 30 metres of hose on them, and you can go from a 7 litre a minute, 120 psi 12-volt pump, all the way through to an APS 41, 6.5 horsepower Honda high-pressure unit for cleaning, wash-down type applications.
Yeah. So one of the really great features of that unit as well is the inserts that we put into the top of the tank too. So it allows people to add brackets or hose reels or other accessories to the top of the tank. It's an M10, which is fairly generic these days, to bolt stuff to the top of the tank as well.
Yeah, look, it's a very robust tank with the baffle coming up from the bottom of the tank through the top and reinforced as one piece. So the whole tank is joined together there, and it makes it very strong. So when you've got the hose reels on there on the top through those brass inserts, it's a very strong, robust unit.
Yeah, most certainly. So we'll just quickly walk through the lineup.
Yeah, well, we'll start with the 300 litre, Nick. The 300 litre has a choice of two hose reels, the 30 metre manual wind-up hose reel with a Silvan atomizer spray gun, or you have a choice of a 15 metre retractable hose reel with the Silvan atomizer spray gun. Both fitted with the 120 psi Aquatech smooth flow pump. So when you pull the trigger, you get smooth spray, no pulsation, with the gun and the nozzle being matched to the pump. The other beauty of that unit is you've got a drain plug, so you can drain everything out of there, and the pump is recessed. So if there's any chemical spilled on the tank, it runs off the recess in the tank. Also, with the 300 litre, one of the important things that's happened lately is we're seeing more demand for it being with the UTV side-by-side vehicles, with the carrying capacity on those vehicles becoming more popular. The 300 litre is seen as the larger upper end of it, but a lot of commercial applications where they can put it in the back of those trays, they can put boomless nozzles, booms on there, whatever, and get out into areas and work with them.
Yeah, that's certainly the case. We're always, in most of these episodes, we're talking invariably about RTVs and how much of that market is growing at a great rate of knots. Then in the 400, we offer pretty much the same options as well. We also offer a Honda GX160 5.5 horsepower petrol-driven Comet APS 41 pump. Can you tell us a bit about that one, Michael?
Yeah, well, that's a 5.5 horsepower Honda with the APS 41 pump, 41 litres a minute, 560 PSI. It's got a fair bit of oomph there, and it's great for cleaning, spraying, got a distance. You can spray down embankments, that type of thing. Also great, you can put some disinfectant in. It's got some great agitation on the bypass, so it really stirs the contents of the tank up there. And, you can run a boom with it as well if you want to. So yeah, the 400 litre Squatpak is exactly the same dimensions externally. It's 1 metre high versus the 300 litre, which is 890 millimetres high. Just a little bit more height to make up the extra capacity from 300 to 400 litres. We start again with a Aquatech Smooth Flow pump with a 30 metre hose reel on that 400 litre unit. That's quite a little package there, ready to spray. We also fit there on the Aquatech 20 litre minute open flow, and what we found is that people are putting larger booms on the back of vehicles, so they want higher capacity pump to spray with. Predominantly used in a boom spraying type application, sport paddocks, turf care, sports grounds, that type of thing. And again, in those applications are great because when you finish using the unit, you can lift the unit off and use the vehicle for other activities.
Okay, Michael, in summary, we just go over the 300 and the 400 litre offering then?
Look, in summary, compact, squat, low down, pack, complete, ready to go, baffled tank, complete, ready to go, variety of pumps and hose reels available on for all your different applications. And you can purchase a range of nozzles, booms, and that also to fit on the back of your vehicles. Popular in utilities, and they fit nicely in the modern utilities, also as well as your RTVs, UTV type vehicles and trailers as well.
Most certainly, and I urge people that are watching listening to the podcast, go back and watch the YouTube version of this on the screen right now. You'll be seeing is a Kubota RTV with the 400 variant, the S8, the S8-1 with a little 3 meter boom as well, crossfold boom. So the applications and the addition, the products you can add together, the combinations that we can have here are really endless. So, and that's a perfect example. That one was sold to a local shire to do groundkeeping. So, okay, Michael, well, thanks for joining us on this podcast. Once again, a pleasure, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, Nick.